What's the confidence level coming into this place as the defending winner?
I mean, I don't know, probably as high as any of them. This place, as well as Atlanta or Talladega and Daytona, it's hard to have confidence just because it's so hard to do, and you never know what can happen. But yeah, it's refreshing to know that we can do it. I think the race is going to play out a lot different than what we had in the spring with the temperatures being up. So yeah, I'm a little bit apprehensive about how my car is going to drive, and I'm sure we're all feeling the same way.
How do you approach qualifying? Do you want to try to start up front, or you guys just go straight for balance and start at the back?
Well, I can promise you that we're not going to qualify up front. So I was feeling good when we had the lightning strike. I was hoping that we would not qualify, but I think we'll definitely be mid-pack at best, and that's normal for us. So we'll work our way forward.
Christopher, since we're at the midway point of the season, can you talk a bit about where the NASCAR playoff committee is and exactly how far along they are in trying to figure out what the future of the championship format is going to look like? I know that that's a topic that always elicits a bunch of strong opinions. So do you have any insight you can share?
Definitely, and it is super important to get it right, but I'm not going to speak on it.
What have you done this week at all to get kind of acclimated with Tab and how he calls a race?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I've listened to Tab on our replay system. But aside from that's all we got. So it's going to be tough for sure, getting acclimated at probably one of the most spotter intense racetracks on the calendar. But Tab has a bunch of experience, and so we'll play it by ear, and definitely the first stage or two is going to be a learning curve.
I assume to be able to get somebody with some experience is key.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super thankful for Phil Pott jumping in when he did, right in the heart of our schedule. Was super tough. He did a great job for us. Super thankful for him. Whenever Tab became available, it was, it made sense to add some experience to our team as we get closer to the playoffs and hopefully contend for a championship.
What's this been like the last 2 months, the last month and a half with 3 spotters now? I mean, some people don't go through 3 spotters in 5 years.
Yeah, it's been different. I don't know. It's whenever Philpott came in, we went to Charlotte and he got dealt some really tough racetracks between Charlotte, Pocono, Michigan, where restarts are really, really heavy. So it was definitely a transition, and then obviously going to Atlanta with Tab is going to be another transition, and I don't know. I mean, I can promise you it's been tough, and probably tough as you could assume it would be.
And next week you go to Chicago Street Course. So what is that like with the new spot?
Yeah, that one will be easy. So we had Mexico City roped in there as well. Yeah. So the road courses are really easy from a spotter standpoint, just because there's not much they can do, and at Mexico City we were basically on our own for half the lap. So you have so many different spotters, and the racing is so different there. You're at most you're calling inside outside, and so road courses are the easiest transitions for sure. Speedway is probably being the hardest, and intermediates being second.
What is it like as a driver to go half a lap on a road course and not have a spotter in your ear? It's kind of just up to you.
I mean, honestly, it works out way better than you would think, and I think it's fine. Like, all of us probably pay a little bit more attention in those zones to our mirrors and our cameras, but I mean, honestly, the racing ended up being just fine, and even turn 4 was still a passing zone with no spotters, and everybody just kind of paid attention, and it worked out.
Do you have a feeling of who your spotter will be next year, or is this like almost a tryout for Tab for the rest of the season?
I have no idea. It's I don't know yet.
And then the driver can kind of make their decisions based off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you're used to, or what would that be comfort level with that?
I don't know. I mean, we Tab and I sat down, and Adam as well. We sat down and kind of talked about how we expected our expectations from the team, and what Tab expects from the driver and the crew chief and stuff like that, and we kind of agreed that we're best off to let him do his deal, and then give him feedback on the fly and let us to acclimate to his spotting style. So yeah, I mean, this first stage is going to be learning for sure. And you know, the unique situation with this compared to Philpott was whenever Philpott jumped in, we did have a practice session at Charlotte, where at Atlanta we have no practice. So literally the first time that I am going to have him swap for me is under green flag conditions. So yeah, it'll be a first for me and probably a first for him.
So he didn't even go to the sim with you then, to where you could.
No, so we did utilize the simulator whenever Philpott came on in Charlotte, but I don't know. I felt like it was beneficial for intermediate style racing. The super speedway stuff was going to be a little bit tougher, and you know, it was the sim had its difficulties, and I didn't feel it was going to be as useful here.